Hey everyone, welcome back to our Gen Con Art Show Artist Showcase series. This is the L through M episode where we will be showing art from different card artists that are going to be at the Gen Con convention this summer. In this video, we will be featuring art from Deb JJ Lee, Rhonda Libbey, Erik Ly, Marko Manev, Michael Matsumoto, Reiko Murikami, Scott Murphy, and Sean Murray. And a lot of this art, or all of this art, will be coming from a few games. We've got Magic, of course. We've got the Lord of the Rings LCG. Star Wars Unlimited. This is a new one for the series, which is awesome. Warlord, which is my favorite game. We also have the L5R LCG, Kryptik, and L5R. Gen Con is the largest tabletop gaming convention in North America that's happening this July and early August. If you want more details on that, their website has a ton of information. The part of Gen Con that we're going to be focusing on is the art show, sometimes called Artist Alley. Basically, this is a place for artists of all sorts to come and set up booths, to sell products, to sign cards, that's what we're focusing on, and other things. Many of these artists do charge for special services like doing shadow signatures, doing little doodles on cards, things like that, and most do charge just for their basic signatures, but prices vary depending on what you're looking for. Okay, let's jump straight into the artists. Our first artist is Deb JJ Lee. Deb is a trans non-binary artist that mostly has credits in comic books and anime style art so far. They have one Magic card currently. Lots of color in this. You can tell there's a comic book inspiration for sure. Our next artist is Rhonda Libbey. Rhonda has a few more pieces. She's got 9 in Legend of the Five Rings, L5R. She's got 8 in Magic, as well as 6 in my favorite Warlord. On Rhonda's L5R page, you'll notice there's actually an image that's used twice. L5R is famous for doing this, reusing art for other cards. So really she only has 8 pieces, but 9 cards for this game. I really kind of like the Simple Merchant, just kind of a calming art, which is interesting for a war-based game, but lots of beautiful stuff here. Now onto her Magic cards. To me, these Magic cards almost look like stained glass, which I really, really like. She does have one serialized card here, the Shanna Sisei's Legacy. I think that's really cool for an artist to get something like that, but I really love the colors in all of these pieces. Okay, last and not least are the Warlord cards. I really like the art for the Hood of Distraction. The colors in the background are really cool. Also, the Leonora card is being reprinted in the new set. This new set will actually be released right around the time of Gen Con. There's going to be some special stuff going on at Gen Con with some of the sealed product, and then the set will hopefully be released shortly after at retailers around the world. Next up, we have Erik Ly. Erik is actually our first Star Wars Unlimited artist to be featured in the series, which is great. It's another really popular, fun game. I enjoy it myself. His Snowtrooper Lieutenant card sees a lot of play in many types of decks, but really the big one here is the Kylo Ren Showcase. Showcases, if you don't know, are pretty rare. They're roughly 1 in 12 boxes you get, so pretty hard to come by. So this one would be really awesome to have a signature on if you wanted to seek that out. Our next artist is Marko Manev. Marko has 14 Magic cards currently, and he got a big boost in his count with the Lord of the Rings sets that came out fairly recently. As you can tell on this first page, Marko is really good at telling a story with shadow and with a little bit of light. On this page, I really love all the Lord of the Rings ones. I'm a huge fan of that franchise, but I really like Samwise the Stout-Hearted here. Just the light, the image itself, the story that's happening in that image, so powerful. I love it. And on his last page, we have Tom Bombadil, which I think is a beautiful piece. You can't see Tom much, he's just in shadow, but the background is gorgeous, the lighting is great. We've also got the Witch King, which is creepy. Our next artist, Michael Matsumoto, just has one piece so far. It is in the L5R LCG. I really like the colors in this piece. I think the card design is really cool too. But this is another fun one that you could seek out. And another artist with just one piece, Reiko Murikami. just has one promo for Magic right now. It's this really cool looking dragon. She's famous for kind of horror, dark monsters and anime type stuff. Really kind of a cool dark image, but with that flame, looks really awesome. Our next artist has by far the most pieces in this video. He's got 4 for Kryptik, 2 for the Lord of the Rings LCG, and 103 for Magic. This is Scott Murphy. Okay, we'll start with Scott's Kryptik art. Kryptik is kind of a weird one for me. It has no traditional borders and framing, which I kind of love, but I also kind of hate. I don't know. Every card feels like it should be a special card to me because of it. Anyway, there's several really cool pieces here. There's kind of that old school vibe to them. And his 2 of the Lord of the Rings LCG cards. Both of them are really cool. The Raven Chief, though, I mean, dude's holding the head. The background is awesome. It's a pretty cool piece. On Scott's first Magic page, I really like the Angelic Field Marshal, but I also thought Battlefield Promotion, I had this idea that it would be kind of a fun gift to give to one of your Magic-loving coworkers if they get a promotion or something. But really cool art on this page as well. This next page, Burn Bright, kind of sticks out. I also really like tokens with signatures on them, so the Construct token is a great option as well for that. Sometimes it's fun to see signatures on item cards, so the Forebear's Blade on this page as well as the Expedition map would be pretty cool. Lands, of course, are also a big one because you can use them in a lot of situations, plus they're just beautiful, so there's a forest here you could look into. On this next page, I really like the story in Heroic Reinforcements as well as Highway Robbery. I think sometimes it's cool to have something where you can really read a lot into what's happening in the image. And this page probably has my favorite piece from this video, Jacked Rabbit. Just so funny, so thematic. I love it. Just this huge, big, tough rabbit training and being awesome. This page has some really cool pieces. I really like the Mirage Phalanx one. It's kind of awesome to see that border around those characters. The Mind Carver art, though, is kind of haunting as well. On this page, we've got the Owlbear Shepherd, which is pretty cool. But for me, I really like the Opposition Agent. Again, it's got another story that's happening in this image, so there's a lot to look at. On the next page, I really like this Savvy Trader. It's another one that kind of subverts our expectations for Magic cards a little bit, but still feels like a Magic card, if that makes sense. Just another one of those sets that kind of brings in a new kind of theme. For this page, I really like the Sphinx token. Of course, I love having tokens that are signed. But one thing to note on this page is the Surveillance Monitor card. There's actually the same piece with just a small variation, which is why it's on here twice. There's a picture frame in the back that on one version of the card is light and on another is dark. This page has quite a few darker pieces on it. I really like Track Down as well as Swaggering Corsair for kind of the stories again behind those pieces. And on Scott's last Magic page, I really like Valkyrie's Call. It's got the full art treatment, which is great, but I really like the use of light here where you have the wings look so different based on where they are in respect to the lighting. Okay, and this brings us finally to Sean Murray. Sean has 22 Magic cards, and one of them is actually serialized. Again, that's a really big honor for these artists, which is cool. On this first page of cards, I really like the Bag of Devouring. Again, full art treatment, which is awesome. It's just got a lot of really cool detail to it. But I also really like the news style of treatment on Abrupt Decay. So both of those are really great options. On this next page, we of course have the serialized Key to the City, which is awesome. But I really like the joke here with the Rules Lawyer card. Not only is it kind of poking fun at those types of players, but then it has a whole bunch of text in it that's part of the rulings and clarifications and stuff, which I think is hilarious. And on our very last page of art, we have Vanishing Verse here. This one has this old-time western-y type of feel, as well as that newspaper treatment, which is pretty awesome. Okay, and that is it for this video. Just a heads up, pay attention for our next video. We've got Amy Nagy, Nen Chang, Tran Nguyen, RJ Palmer, Dustin Panzino, RK Post, Omar Rayan, Rob Ray, and Elena Richards. One note here, Mark Poole would normally fall into this range, but Mark just has so many pieces that he's going to get his own special video. So check back when that is published and we'll get you filled in on what cards you need to bring to Gen Con with you.